Odyssey Book 2 continued, lines 368 to 507. Evenor and Antinous both pooh-pooh Mentor and Telemachus. Telemachus questions Antinous' power and calls on Athena for advice. Athena shows up herself as Mentor and suggests that Telemachus go on the trip to Pylos in Sparta if he's really Penelope and Odysseus' kid. The suitors discuss Telemachus' trip and how they can stop him from going. Evenor's son, Leocritus, replied, Mentor, the railer, made a fool with pride. What language givest thou that thou wouldst quiet us, with putting us in storm, exciting thus the rout against us, who, though more than we, should find it no easy victory to drive men habited in feast from feasts? No, not if Ithacus himself such guests should come and find so furnishing his court, and hope to force them from so sweet a fort. His wife should little joy in his arrive, though much she wants him, for where she alive would hers enjoy, their death should claim as his rights. He must be conquered that with many fights. Thou speakst unfittest things. To their labors then disperse these people, and let these two men, Mentor and Halitherses, that so boast from the beginning to have governed most in friendship of the father, to the son confirm the course he now affects to run. But my mind says that if he would but use a little patience, he should hear news of all things that his wish would understand, but no good hope for of the course in hand. This said, the council rose, when every peer and all the people in dispersion were to houses of their own. The wooers yet made to Ulysses' house their old retreat. Telemachus, apart from all the priests, prepared to shore, and in the aged seas his fair hands washed, and thus to Pallas pray. Hear me, O goddess, that but yesterday did stain access to me at home, and lay grave charge on me to take ship and inquire along the dark seas for mine absent sire, which all the Greeks oppose, amongst whom most those that are proud, still at another's cost, past measure in the civil rights of men, my mother's wooer, my repulse maintain. Thus spake he praying, when close to him came Pallas, resembling Mentor both in frame of voice and person, and advised him thus: Those wooers well might know, Telemachus, thou wilt not ever weak and childish be. If to thee be instilled the faculty of mind and body that thy father graced, and if like him there be in thee in chaste virtue to give words works, and works their end, this voyage that to them thou didst command shall not so quickly, as they idly ween, be vain or given up, for their opposite spleen. But if Ulysses nor Penelope were thy true parents, I then hope in thee of no more urging thy attempt in hand. For few that rightly bred on both sides stand are like their parents, many that are worse, and most few better. Those then that the nurse or mother call true born, yet are not so, like worthy sires much less are like to grow. But thou showst now that in thee fades not quite thy father's wisdom, and that future light shall therefore show thee far from being unwise, or touched with stain of bastard cowardice. Hope therefore says that thou wilt to the end pursue the brave act that thou didst erst intend. But for the foolish wooers, they bewray that they neither counsel have nor soul, since they are neither wise nor just, and so must needs rest ignorant how black above their heads fate hovers holding death, that one sole day will make enough to make them all away. For thee, the way thou wishest shall no more fly thee a ship. I, that have been before thy father's friend, thine likewise now will be. Provide thy ship myself, and follow thee. Go thou then home, and soothe each wooer's vein, but underhand fit all things for the main. wine in as strong and sweet casks as you can, and meal, the very marrow of a man, which put in good sure leather sacks, and see that with sweet food sweet vessels still agree. I from people straight will press for you free voluntaries, and for ships enow sea circle Ithaca contains, both new and old built, all which I'll exactly view, and choose what one soever most doth please, which rigged will straight launch and assay the seas. Thus spake Jove's daughter Pallas, whose voice heard. No more Telemachus her charge deferred, but hasted home, and sat at heart to see amidst his hall the insulting Moors flea goats and roast swine. Mongst whom Antinous, careless, discovering in Telemachus his grudge to see them, laughed, met, took his hand, and said, High spoken, with a mind so manned. Come, do as we do. Put not up your spirits with these low trifles, nor our loving merits in gall of any hateful purpose steep, but eat egregiously and drink as deep. The things thou think'st on, all at full shall be by the archives thought on and performed to thee. Ship and choice oars, that in a trice will land thy hasty fleet on heavenly Pylos' sand, and at the fame of thy illustrious sire. He answered, Men whom pride did so inspire are not fit consorts for an humble guest, nor are constrained men merry at their feast. Is it not enough that all this time ye have oped in your entrails my chief goods a grave, and while I was a child made me partake? My now more grown my mind doth make, and hearing speak more judging men than you. Perceive how much I was misgoverned now. I now will try if I can bring ye home an ill fate to consort you, if it come from Pylos or amongst the people here. But thither I resolve, and know that there I shall not in vain. Nor will I stay, though in a merchant ship I steer my way, which shows in your sights best, since me ye know incapable of ship or men to row. This said, his hand he coyly snatched away from forth Antinous' hand. The rest of the day spent through the house with banquets, some with jests, and some with railings, dignifying their feasts. To whom a jest proud youth the wit began. Telemachus will kill us every man from Sparta to the very Pylian sand. He will raise aids to his impetuous hand, or he affects it strangely, or he means to search Ephyra's fat shores, and from thence bring dreadful poisons, which amongst our bowls will make a general shipwreck of our souls. Another said, Alas, who knows but he, once gone, and erring like his sire at sea, may perish like him, far from aid of friends, and so he makes us work. For all the ends left of his goods, here we shall share, the house left to his mother and her chosen spouse.